Problems 12 and 13 ask us to find the inverse of a function f of x. So to find the inverse, the rule is that you exchange your x and y and then solve for y. So let's rewrite this equation, f of x equals 2x plus 1. Let's replace that f of x with y. So we get y equals 2x plus 1. And then the next thing we need to do is switch this x and the y. We're going to make this x equals 2y plus 1. And now if we solve for y, we'll have the inverse of this function. So let's subtract 1 from both sides. So we get x minus 1 is equal to 2y. And now we can divide both sides by 2. And so I'll rewrite this with a y on the right. So y equals x minus 1 over 2. And now this is a different y. This y now represents the inverse of this function up here. So we write that as f inverse of x equals x minus 1 over 2. Now we look at our answer choices and none of those look like that. In fact, a lot of you will be tempted to choose D, x plus 1 over 2, just because it looks most similar to this. But remember that there's other ways that we could write this. We could write this as x divided by 2 minus 1 divided by 2. Or we could write this as this x over 2 as 1/2 x. So f inverse of x equals 1/2 x minus 1/2. That's going to be answer B for number 12. For number 13, we've got f of x equals 7x plus 21 divided by 4. Let's replace that f of x with y. We get 7x plus 21 divided by 4. And now let's exchange the x and the y. So this will be x equals 7y plus 21 over 4. And then solve for y. Well, to get rid of a denominator, or to get rid of a fraction, always multiply by the denominator. Let's multiply by 4 on both sides. So we get 4x equals 7y plus 21. Because these 4's will cancel here. And then now we can subtract 21 from both sides. We get 4x minus 21 equals 7y. And then divide both sides by 7. And so we get y, or f inverse of x, is going to be equal to 4x divided by 7, so 4/7 x, minus 21 divided by 7, which is just 3. So that's our answer, and that is D for number 13.